So I'm excited to spend one last style snack with you this year and bust one more myth about getting up and getting dressed. We've been doing a myth busting series about about why some of you struggle with getting up and getting dressed. And these are based on things that you have told me. You've told me in emails, you've told me in DMs, you have told me in comments in the group about, you want to look put together, but you don't get up and get dressed every day for these reasons. And so I have been doing this myth busting series to help you have some new ideas about that and work past these things, because I feel so strongly about how impactful it is to get up and get dressed every day, what a difference it makes in my life. And so we've already talked about that it can be quick and easy. I get dressed in 20 minutes in the morning. And we've talked about that you can be comfortable. We've talked about some of you are worried about ruining your clothes because of various parts of your lifestyle. We talked about that. We've talked about several things that have been standing in your way of getting up and getting dressed. And the one I want to talk to you about tonight is, why bother? Why should I bother getting dressed? Why does it even matter if I'm wearing yoga pants or an outfit? Why does that matter? I'm not naked. Who cares? Have any of you, I know you have, because you've said this to me. I know that you have. And so I'm going to share 12 reasons why it matters. I could go on more than that, but dinner approaches and I'm hungry, so I won't go for too long. We'll stop at 12 because I could go on about this all night long. So number one, I do it for myself. I do it because it makes me feel better. I do it because my day goes better. I do it because I deserve it. I deserve to show up for myself that way. I deserve 20 minutes in the morning to do that. I deserve to look and feel great every day. Do I look like I'm going to the Oscars every day? No, I do not. I don't think I've ever looked like I was going to the Oscars, but I look put together every day. I've done this my whole life, and I've experimented a couple times with not getting up and getting dressed, and it was awful. And so I know what that feels like too, and it was enough to make me say, nope, not doing that anymore. So unless I am so sick that I cannot get out of bed, I am up and dressed. I'm sick right now. I've got a nasty cold, and I'm up and dressed. I was up and dressed yesterday with this cold. I was up and dressed on Saturday with this cold. I feel like garbage, but I got up and I got dressed. And in being totally honest, I moved a little slower. It took me a little longer than 20 minutes because it's like trying to run through water today. But I did it. I still did it. Reason number two, getting up and getting dressed energizes me to get going. And the truth is, I felt worse this morning when I woke up before I got dressed. And after I got dressed, I felt less bad. I won't say I felt fantastic. I still feel terrible, but I felt worse before. Getting dressed did not make my cold go away. Getting dressed did not make my nose stop running. It didn't make the sneezing stop. My eyes don't burn any less. My throat is still raw, but it felt worse before I got dressed. I feel more energized. I feel more human. I can say I feel better most days, but some days I just feel less bad. And I struggled with severe adrenal fatigue for several years. I still got up and got dressed because it made me feel less bad. Then I still felt terrible, but I felt less bad getting out of my pajamas and putting a little makeup on and doing something with my hair than I did, because sometimes less bad is our only other option. I totally get that. I do. So when I don't get dressed, I don't get anything done. I don't move very much. I don't feel motivated to do anything. The kitchen stays dirty longer. The laundry doesn't get rotated. I can't get anything. I know people talk about the benefits of working from home because you can stay in your pajamas all day. I would get nothing done in my pajamas. Even on days that I don't go anywhere but to my desk, to the kitchen, I'm still dressed because I've got to get stuff done. I can't get it done in yoga pants. Reason number 3, I'm prepared for anything. Anything. That could be anything. One of my kids could fall off their bike in the street and I need to take them to the ER. That's an extreme example, but I'll give you a real example that's less extreme. There's no bus for my kids' school, so I drive them to school and then I come home, and one day I had just dropped them off at school. I pulled into the garage and I looked down at my phone, and the calendar alert was flashing that my son was receiving an academic award at 8:45. Do you know what time it was? It was 8:42. So I just kicked it in reverse, took off to the school, and I got there just in time to see him walk across the stage and receive his academic achievement award. And you know what? I was dressed, and not for a moment did I think, I can't show up like this. Not for one moment did I consider missing my son's academic achievement because I was embarrassed to walk in there in my pajamas and my slippers. Not for 1 second did I give my appearance any thought whatsoever. My only concern was getting to the school to see my son receive his award that he had worked hard for and had earned. I can run to the store for something that we need. I can answer the door to someone. I have had impromptu lunch invitations from a friend who was in town, not thinking she would have time to see me, had time, open up in her calendar and call me and say, hey, I would love to get together for lunch. Can you meet me in 20 minutes? And if I have to say no, it's not because I'm not dressed. It would be because I have sick kids or something like that, not because I'm not dressed. Not being dressed does not stop me from anything in my life. It is an obstacle that I don't even have to consider. I am dressed and I'm prepared for anything. Reason number 4, I never have to apologize or feel like I need to apologize for my appearance. I never open the door and say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm still in my pajamas and it's noon. I never say that. I never run into someone at the store and go, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't usually look this way. I was just running in here for a quick gallon of milk and I didn't expect to see anyone I know. I don't do that. I don't have to feel embarrassed to walk out to the carpool to say goodbye to my kids because I'm still in my robe and slippers and they forgot their jacket and I've got to run out there and give it to them. That doesn't even cross my mind. Reason number 5, I feel better about myself when I'm dressed and ready. It is an instant self-esteem booster. Instant. I always look better this way than I do when I roll out of bed. Always. I am not one of those girls who wakes up like this. This takes effort. I make it happen in 20 minutes. This takes effort. I don't wake up like this. It makes me feel so much better about myself to be put together. And even if I can't do my full 20-minute routine, anything that I do to move toward getting ready makes me feel better. The first thing I do is I put my clothes on, and I'm most of the way there. Already, I look better than I did in my yoga pants. And I know everybody loves Marie Kondo, also a huge fan, but in her book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, she says, if you spend your days in grubby clothes, you will begin to look like you belong in them. It's like the broken window syndrome on a house. When you leave one thing broken, other things start to get left unrepaired as well, and soon the home looks awful. they always say dress for the job you want. You know, you're sending a message to yourself, most importantly, about your value and what you deserve by the way you treat yourself. And one of those ways that you treat yourself well is by taking a few minutes in the morning to look put together. You are the number one person who needs to receive that message, that you're worth it, you matter, and that you don't belong in grubby clothes all day, every day. Reason number 7 is my weight doesn't get away from me because my jeans won't allow it. Yoga pants will stretch and stretch and stretch and stretch. Jeans don't. And if you've read on my blog, I shared a really funny story last year that my weight had creamed up a size and then a second size. And then I was going through my closet to purge things, and I tried to shimmy into these leather pants, and I burst the seat of those leather pants open like a bag of microwave popcorn. There was this loud pop. It sounded like a balloon being busted, scared the daylights out of me. I was like, what was that sound? And then I felt a refreshing breeze on my bottom, and I knew what the sound was. It was my pants. And I was like, that's it. I am not buying yet another size up of clothes. It's time to deal with this, time to get the eating under control. You know, I was just eating too much, just too much. And so I did. That was my signal. We've gone too far. It's time to back it down. And I did. And my jeans, or in this case, my leather pants, told me the story. It was time to stop because we were about to move into yet another clothing size. Reason number 8, even on those days when my husband is out of town, he doesn't travel for his job anymore, but he did. And when no one but my kids will see me, I still get dressed. And that's because I'm sending the message to myself that I am important and that I am worth showing up for. It also sends a message to my kids that they're worth showing up for. My job as a stay-at-home mom is a big job. It's an important job. It is a job. And I show up for my job like I would for any other job, dressed and ready to go, prepared for what might need to be done that day. And I am sending that message to my brain of, we've got stuff to do. I'm sending that message to myself that I'm worth showing up for. I'm sending my kids the message that they're worth showing up for, and that I take my job as a mom seriously, and I am here for them. And I think that even if they're not consciously aware of, my mom gets up and gets dressed every day, and that's sending me a message that I'm worth showing up for, I think that on some level they do get that. And that they are as important to me as strangers that I would see at the store. Because we do get dressed for other people, but I get dressed for myself. I'm as important as the strangers in the store, and my kids are as important as strangers in the store. And my job as a mom is as important as a Supreme Court lawyer job. Showing up for this job is as important for showing up for that job. Reason number 9, my husband tells me that I'm beautiful when I have no makeup on, when my eyes are puffy, when I wake up and I look like I've stuck my finger in an electric socket, and everything in between. He loves me and he sees me through those loving eyes, but I know that he appreciates that I look put together every day, and that I'm still showing up for our relationship the same way I did when I was his girlfriend. That looking nice is still important, and that's part of showing up in our relationship. He loves me anyway. He would never say, gosh, April, you've really let yourself go. Do you think you should put some makeup on today? Never. Never. It's not a requirement. I do it because I choose to, and that's me sending a love note to him saying, you're still worth showing up for after 16 and a half years of marriage. Reason number 10, I deserve some self-care. Self-care is so important. I ended up in that adrenal fatigue situation because I literally drove myself into the ground without putting anything back into my tank. It was intense. I mean, I have an intense life. I have 6 kids. The first ones were triplets. I had 5 kids in 3 years. My husband traveled for his job a lot. I mean, this was before I had a business at all. And I was killing myself because I was not making any time to care for myself. I was getting up and getting dressed even then, but I was not putting anything back in the well. I wasn't making any time for self-care. Physically, mentally, I wasn't taking any breaks at all. And that was the only way I was showing up for myself. I cannot imagine how much sooner I would have crashed if I hadn't. This is a form of self-care. This is one way I show up for myself every day. And I've learned to include others because this is just one version of self-care. And I've included others because I have to continue to fill my own well, or I have nothing to give the people I love. Caring for the people I love is so important to me, but I cannot give them if my own tank is empty. And it's important to meet my kids' needs. It's important to meet my husband's needs, my family's needs. But if I'm not meeting any of my own needs, that's not going to happen. It will stop quick. Reason number 11, I act better when I look better. What I'm wearing affects my behavior, and there is a ton of research to back that up. I act more motivated. I act more confident. I'm more pleasant. I mean, that's just the truth. It's me showing up for my day. My day goes better. I behave differently throughout my day because I got up and got dressed. And the last reason, number 12, is I deserve it. I deserve it. It's important to me for all of these reasons. But the most important reason is that I deserve this time. It makes me feel better. It really does affect my outlook on a day. It affects my mental health. It affects everything about my day. I've challenged so many of you to just try getting up and getting dressed. And I've heard back from so many of you what an impact it made on your day. One of the members of the society wrote about Christmas Day, how she thought she'd just stay in her pajamas and relax and enjoy the day, and how it really affected her attitude that day. She was grouchy. She was unhappy. Everyone else was having fun, and she didn't want to join in. And she finally said, enough, I'm going to get dressed. She went and got dressed, and her mood and her mental place shifted. And suddenly the day got better. And she was able to jump in and enjoy that time with her family and enjoy the day. And it was such a simple action that really shifted things for her. And it just changed everything for her that day. Nothing about the day changed except she got dressed, and it made a mental shift up here. So why does it matter if you're not as happy, or you're a little grouchy because you didn't get up and get dressed? Why does it matter if you're not getting a little self-care, and that means that you're a little too tired, and it means that you're having the occasional meltdown? I mean, don't we all? Why does it matter? Because we put ourselves last on the list so often, and society praises us for it. They tell us what a good job we're doing for not making any time for ourselves and for giving everything to everyone, and that it's noble not to take any time for yourself ever. Well, being grouchy with your kids because of it is not fair to them. Barking at your husband because you have done nothing for yourself is not fair to him. Chronic stress and fatigue can lead to autoimmune diseases, health problems, mental health problems, and that's not fair to you. Being in a perpetual bad mood because you feel bad about yourself is not fair to you. Dragging your self-esteem through the mud because you don't like how you look is not fair to you. It does matter. Quality of life matters. And even if you have the best of everything and the greatest life, if you are so exhausted and so worn thin that you can't appreciate it, what value does it have? So I want you to try getting up and getting dressed, whatever that looks like for you. But it always means putting on clothes. Some women don't like to wear makeup. That is totally fine. You don't have to wear makeup. I like makeup, but you don't have to. But putting on clothes and brushing your hair is a win. And that is a form of self-care. There are others that are also super fantastic and important, but this is the one that I can help you with. And I would love to be able to do that. I created the Classic Style Academy, and I created my new course. It's perfectly put together, the quick and easy way to create comfortable outfits that fit your lifestyle. Today is the last day to register, and it's the last day that you'll get the introductory price of $97. When I open the doors again next year, it will not be $97 ever again. I'm offering this to you because you're part of my community, and I appreciate you. And I want this so badly for you that I wanted to offer it at this low price to start with. So, because I know that money is a factor for a lot of you. We all have budgets to stick to. And I wanted this to be affordable for my community for my very first launch. And that is my gift to you because I want you to have this. The doors close tonight. This price will never show up again. And I would love to have you join me in the Classic Style Academy. The first class starts on January 2nd, and we'll go through this over the next 6 weeks, 2 lessons a week. If you can't start on January 2nd, you can jump in when you're ready because you will have lifetime access to this course. Any improvements or changes that I make along the way, because I'm a perfectionist and a perpetual editor, you'll get that. But you will have gotten it at the introductory price, and no one else will. And I have been in here addressing your concerns, and if you have other ones that I haven't talked about, put them in the comments right now, and I will answer you. If there's something that is holding you back, that is keeping you on the fence, tell me right now, and we'll address it because time is running out, and this is the last opportunity to get in for this session and forever at this price. I would love to have you join me. I know that this will make an impact in your life. Getting clothes together getting an outfit on is the first step in getting dressed. And for some of you, that is the biggest obstacle. And I want to help you with that. And I will help you with that. Devin asks, what is different about the Academy and the Society? Devin, that's a fantastic question. So the Society, the Stunning Style Society, you get the seasonal wardrobe guides where I've really done the work for you. I curate the capsule collection, and then I create 100 outfits for you. I give you all the shopping links, and then I give you a calendar with all the outfits on it. Tells you exactly what to wear each day. So the difference is I've done most of the work for you. The Academy is teaching you the how and the why of outfit creation, how to shop your closet, how to use color, how to use pattern. I've talked about a lot of the concepts that we're covering in the course. I have talked about in the Society, but never to the depth that I'm going over them in the Academy. And then I'm putting them all together as part of a process. So I've mentioned whisper, speak, and shout here, and I've talked about color here, and I've mentioned pattern here, and but I've never gone in depth like this before, and I've never put them together for you this way. And then we're taking all of these concepts, the first 9 lessons, and then in number 10, I have 3 outfit formulas, and we use these concepts of color and pattern and whisper, speak, and shout, and everything else that we've talked about in these outfit formulas. And I teach you how to put the outfit together and how to make it work for you and your closet and your lifestyle. This is not this is not about making you a clone of me or of anyone else. This is not about rules. This is about making your wardrobe work for you and customizing it for you and teaching you how to put these outfits together so that they suit you. And then in the following courses, we will use these same concepts and refine it for your personal style. And so this is, you know, in the society, I do a lot of it for you, and I give you little tidbits here and there. But this course starts from scratch, and we talk about the foundational principles, and then we tie them all together with these outfit formulas, and we make it work for you. So if you are interested in the how and the why of creating outfits and what my brain is doing when I'm creating outfits, then this course is for you. If you want to be able to shop your closet more effectively, if you want to be able to create your own outfits more effectively, if you want to be able to make better purchases in the future, have a better understanding of what works for you, then this course is for you. And then the next course is going to build on this course. And I'm not going to repeat myself, like the concepts that we cover in this course. In course 2, I will assume you already know and understand, because we'll be pulling them together even more. Thank you so much for joining me. I have loved spending time with you so often this last week. It's been a rare treat. And now I'm going to take the next 2 days off to spend time with my kids while they're off for Christmas break and enjoy the holiday. I hope you have an incredible new year, and I hope you get to start this new year, this new decade, looking put together and making a little time for yourself. And I would love to be part of that journey. So I can't wait to see you in the Academy. Have a great night.